go. It's time for ATGLive with Pete and Nick and all the gang. Chris, Kelsey, let's go.
ATGLive. ATGLive.
Nick and Pete, they're on the beat.
ATGLive.
Kelsey's pushing buttons and flipping switches.
ATGLive.
Chris is in the back,
ATGLive.
checking the facts.
ATGLive.
News, guests, and special features. ATGLive, the force is strong with this one. The show that gives you everything you need. If you can take it,
ATGLive.
the show you didn't know you needed. But now that you have it, you can't live without it. ATGLive.
Well, welcome to ATGLive, your Thursday night home for all things Star Wars. It is Thursday, so that's a plus. Star Wars has movies coming out, so this must be the right place to be. I'm one of your hosts, Pete Fletcher, and I'm joined tonight, my special co-host. He's normally around anyway, but tonight he's taking the hot seat because Nick is watching his daughter in a ballet, which is actually much. It's very nice, very sweet. But Chris, how are you doing, buddy?
How long's it been?
It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a while since I said Pete.
Yes. How are we?
Oh man, I'm so happy we're getting Mando stuff finally.
It's starting to happen, right?
Yeah.
You know, in fact,
again.
Yep. The toys are coming. The Empire magazine is hitting. The trailer hit. Last time we spoke 2 weeks ago, we were debating the pros and cons of the very strange little Super Bowl commercial, but we got the real full trailer this past week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week.
Was it last week?
It was the middle of last week, I think, because it was after our last show and before this show. So yeah.
Okay.
So let me just ask you this.
Sure.
Did it change your excitement level for the movie at all? I mean, you're the gimme guy. So I don't think it changed. I don't know. How did you react? How did you react to it? What did you think?
I mean, Pete, I bought my pop. I'm in the theater right now. Like I'm already sat. I'm there. I'm in the theater waiting for everyone else to show up. But yeah. I thought it was cool, and there's still like even this trailer, even though like there was dialogue and you see a bit of the story, we still don't know what's going on, and I think that's awesome.
I think
I'm just glad we got something.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've been kind of, and I've said this with every single Star Wars series, I think, like, do we need this? And then I see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was really good. Like the Obi-Wan story, I was like, do we need to know what happened in the desert for 20 years? Oh yeah, that was great. Do we need a silver Boba Fett? Yes, we did. So, but I do have to admit, like the last time that with the thing that came out at the Super Bowl before this trailer, this was kind of the way I felt.
Do me a personal favor, be optimistic.
Yes, ma'am. This is terrific. You're not going to believe how well this is going to turn out. It's going to be great.
that was where my head was after seeing the Super Bowl commercial. But then I need to admit it. I need to be, I'm always transparent. I did not love at all The Rise of Skywalker, and I say that, and that's fine. I know.
This is my first time hearing this since the last time we spoke.
Right. I always bring it up whenever I can, but I will admit I went from being like, I don't know what it's. To holy cow, like now I'm ready. I am like, I want to see this. And now that the toys are hitting and we the one thing that I think is interesting, and I can't wait to bring on our special guest, Princess Revaness, from TikTok fame, and get some of her thoughts on this as well. But It's interesting to hear the only piece of the article that they brought us from the Empire magazine is a little clip of an interview with Dave Filoni, and it's not a video clip; it's just a written clipping from the story. And he says, "We're in a whole new territory for Star Wars. We're in a whole new." Are we? I mean, we've been here for like 4 years with Mando, right? Three seasons, 5 years.
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. Give me what are we doing? Just give me all the Star Wars, damn it. Yeah. We're in a new era. I mean, this is we've been in this new era since season 3 because they open it up to, it's a galaxy-wide story now instead of this singular story between these two characters. So this is still fertile soil, so to speak. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. And I have to say, like, I like that some of the animated monsters and the puppetry is obviously puppetry, and I think that that's awesome. I think it just feels like Star Wars. So yeah. So yeah, I know, JD. It is shocking that I'm not a huge fan of.
I never knew.
No. But why don't we do this? We have let's bring up Kelsey and see how she's doing. Kelsey, how have you been? How are you?
Been a little busy, but I'm all right.
Yeah,
Persisting
all right.
through the horrors. Yep.
The horrors of life as we know it right now.
Yes.
Living through Andor season 2 is very strange.
Yeah, no, it's great.
1.5 is what we're.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are the Gorm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Disney was trying to make this living Star Wars experience. I think they've gone too far. I think Disney's gone too far.
I'll stick to Galaxy's Edge. Thank you very much.
I'll fly on the Falcon and I'll buy my little blue milk and I'll be totally happy with it. That'll be
you keep
good.
all that oppression someplace else. Thank you very much.
I don't mind seeing it on screen, but for goodness sakes. So Kelsey, what did you think of the trailer?
Ooh, I loved it. I watched it like 30 times. So I don't know. I feel like there's like obviously I got really excited about Embo. No, that's like really awesome. I don't know. There's like so much to like unpack there.
Yeah. No,
and I feel like you guys covered all of it.
But I like I said, I think the really interesting thing for me is that like the excitement is there now, which wasn't necessarily there before for me. So well, great. Well, why don't we take a quick break? We have a wonderful guest tonight. You know her as Princess Revaness from TikTok. She does humor, she does lightsaber spinning and tricks and whatnot, and she's funny and entertaining and lighthearted when it comes to Star Wars, which we need a lot of, and I think social media would definitely benefit from that. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to bring her in to talk to her. So we'll be back with more ATG Live.
5 decades, one saga, the whole story. From author and podcaster Pete Fletzer, Who Owns the Myth, takes you on a mythic journey through fandom, storytelling, and the battle for the soul of the first great myth of the modern media age. Ryan Airy from Screen Crush says, Fletzer is the voice of a generation, a must-read for any Star Wars fan. And David Whiteley, filmmaker and broadcaster, calls it a love letter to Star Wars and its fans. Who Owns the Myth? Available now at Amazon and whoownsthemyth.com.
All right, welcome back to ATG Live, your Thursday night home for all things Star Wars. We do news, we do conversation, we do hot takes, we do recipes. I think is what we should be doing next, or I don't know. But we without Nick, we don't have our toast tonight. So if you're home and you got your drink, go ahead and drink. We're toasting to you, the Tim Duncan of Bounty Hunters. That's funny. Well, as I said before, we have a great guest coming in here in just a second. Her name is, her as Princess Revaness. We're just going to call her Revenous on the show tonight. And check her out on TikTok. And let's just bring her in. Revenous, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Hey,
We're good. We're talking Star Wars on a Thursday night. How bad could it be?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's great.
so for the people who haven't yet found you on TikTok, first of all, I don't know how the algorithm has missed you. If you're watching a Star Wars podcast live and she hasn't hit your TikTok, then your algorithm is messed up and you should check these out. But for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about you and your TikTok stream.
Yeah, so I post a lot of like Star Wars humor stuff, Star Wars lightsaber spinning. That's about it. I cosplay sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stick
was
to
hilarious the other day.
I stick to very lighthearted, just fun content.
Yeah.
And I try to be a positive impact in the community. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's one of the things that attracted us to wanting to have you on the show, because we have spoken here before about some of the toxicity and the not cool stuff happening in the fandom, and finding somebody like you who is just having fun with it, which is really kind of what it's all about. If you're not happy with it, don't watch it, right? So I gotta ask you that before we dig in too much, where does the name Princess Revaness come from?
So Darth Revan,
Mhm.
I think he's such an underrated character. He has such an interesting, unique story. You
Yeah.
know, Jedi, Sith, all of that.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to use that name. So I added the Ness to make it, a little bit more feminine.
Mhm.
And then I'm a huge Disney fan also. So that's kind of where the princess came in. So
That's
Princess
awesome.
Revaness. Yeah.
That works. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, did you have a question? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going to cut you off. So,
well, if we're getting started, first, we have to ask, like, so we got the name, where it comes from. What was your gateway moment? Like, what got you into Star Wars?
So I was always kind of like a casual fan, nothing crazy. And then in college, I needed like a stress relief. So I started building Star Wars Lego sets.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that actually added more to my stress, but it was fun. So I started building just Lego sets, and then I just started watching the content, watching the movies over again, and all the shows that came out, and it kind of just progressed from that. And then I love being creative, and TikTok around 2020, that's kind of when Star Wars TikTok was like at its prime. And I started creating videos on there. Actually, one of my first viral videos was me building Kylo Ren's command shuttle, and I was sobbing because I missed a step way in the beginning and the wings wouldn't fold in correctly. And I just had like a mental breakdown over this Lego set. Yeah. So
That's funny. Here's my little Lego heartbreak story. I haven't showed this one yet. So I'm a big Star Wars Lego fan. I have way too many, and I'm at that point now where I have no place to put them. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And I have like 4 or 5 unopened boxes, which I feel is kind of weird, but it is what it is right now.
They're
I know.
unopened boxes all in my closet too. I'm like, I'll build them eventually.
I'll build them eventually. So my backdrop used to be like shelves with helmets and stuff. And I had built the TIE Interceptor, that really big, nice TIE Interceptor, which was just so much fun to build. And as I was moving stuff out, apparently I grabbed it wrong and it fell apart. It literally fell apart. I have the book, the instruction book, and all the pieces. And I mean, it didn't just like, oh, a wing fell off, I can fix that. Once one thing started coming off, it all started coming off. So now I have an Amazon box full of just the TIE Interceptor, and I haven't actually been able to get back to doing another one yet, because I'm just like, oh man, it killed me. So
this is why I stay away from Legos.
Yes,
I know that'll happen.
Give me stuff that's already built.
I know my limits.
So tell us a little bit about the TikTok community that has started to build around you. Do you feel like they have sort of the same kind of approach to Star Wars as you do, or how's the interaction been with the Star Wars social media community?
I mean, I follow a lot of great Star Wars creators, and I feel like more recently, there's definitely been a switch to I like to say like happy to be here fans. Like
Right.
we're excited for all the new projects. You know, we're very optimistic about everything. We're not going to judge something before we see it.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. And surrounding my TikTok individually, when people come in and they're negative, I've started just blocking them. So I've built a very, very positive community.
Excellent.
Simply because, you know, positivity is going to attract positivity. Negativity
Yes.
attract negativity. So if you just keep positive, and you're gonna get those same people in your circle.
That's fun. And so, what's like kind of the most surprising comment or thing that's happened to you since you've been doing this now 6 years almost,
Yeah.
and which in TikTok years, that's like you're an OG when it comes to TikTok then at this point.
Yeah.
So
I had TikTok when it was Musically.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah.
um, and so you survived just the weird dances, and they're still happening. But yeah, TikTok is. If you've checked out our TikTok, it's just usually me talking about something ridiculous or a clip from the show. But so what's some of the more surprising stuff, or some of your favorite moments from running your TikTok channel?
So, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank at what his name is, but one of the Impractical Jokers,
Yeah.
he actually duetted my video and
Nice.
was like, I love this girl's jokes, like go check her out. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy that happened. And then I had like the official Star Wars account copy or comment on a few of my videos. So that's always fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are you an Impractical Jokers fan? Were you before you saw that? Or
Growing up, I was like, me and my
Yeah.
dad used to watch that. I remember just on the couch with him watching that. So yeah, that was crazy.
So if you haven't guessed by now, we have another Revenite in the chat. Okay? So this is my man Tommy. He's a huge Revan fan. So for you, what is like your favorite version of Revan? Is it from KOTOR, like what they did there, or what was expanded in the books afterwards?
I don't know. I really I like all versions of him for different reasons. And again, the uniqueness of his storyline, I think it's really like I would love to see a show around Rev. We'll probably never get that because the demand for that is not there. But I like him kind of as a Sith. I like his kind of like redemption arc. I just love all of it.
He's definitely one of those characters that I would let, and you know what, I would not be surprised. Here's my prediction. And my predictions are always wrong, so sorry about this in advance. But I think when we'll get a Tales of that will feature Revan.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool.
I wonder if they're going to, because Revan is different to everyone. Like for me, he's a black guy. That's how I played him in KOTOR. So everyone's going to be different. So like if they ever do it and they cast this person, like male or female or whatever, the backlash. Oh boy. Oh boy. No matter which way you go with it.
Yeah, I think if Star Wars has proved nothing else, is that you can't make everybody happy. That's the main lesson. The main lesson is family, it's hope, and you can't make everybody happy. So like, how do you sort of balance when you're doing your Star Wars? Like, are you like obsessed with lore, or are you just like you are having fun? Like, just some go check her out right now. You can come back. We'll wait for you. But like you do a lot of puns and just sort of Star Wars fun things. Like, do you ever feel like this is not really Star Wars? It's kind of just a joke, or like how do you ever think about that, or you're just like, I'm just gonna go and have some fun with Star Wars today?
It's mostly I'm just gonna have some fun. I get messages all the time from people saying like, "Oh my gosh, I love your jokes. I share them to my daughter every day," or I share them to my coworkers every day. They hate me. Um, and you never really think about the impact you have on just posting silly videos.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do it, and I still do it years and years. I've repeated so many jokes, but it's, some people have never seen my videos and they could be having worst day of their life, right? They're just scrolling, doom scrolling, and they come across this stupid girl, just stupid jokes, So if I can just bring happiness to, a few people, that's really my only goal, is to just make people happy, have some fun while I'm doing it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
it's funny. It's like, on the one hand, I'm thinking like, wow, that's a really unique and great approach, but like, more people should just do that, right? I mean, there's so like, how do you stay? I mean, you said that you block a lot of people. What's
Yeah.
your sort of, how do you respond? So, I mean, even in my book, which I'll plug for just a second, I talk a lot about how people reacted to some of the changes in Star Wars. And again, you're a Disney fan on top of everything else, on top of being a Star Wars fan. So there has been obviously this sort of Disney doesn't understand Star Wars, Disney ruined Star Wars, all that stuff. What's your sort of perception of the community, both from, yourself as a person, if you didn't have a TikTok success story, and also if it's any different as a creator? How do you kind of come down on, because now, I mean, I hate to say it, but the fandom reputation over the last several years has become, nobody, the phrase I see all the time is nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Yep.
And obviously watch you for like 2 or 3 reels, and or not reels, sorry, they're TikToks. Are you also on Instagram, by the way? I need to ask that.
I am on Instagram. I'm not as
Okay,
big
good.
on there because I just joined recently. Love-hate relationship with Instagram.
So you can see reels, but anyway, what's your reaction when you hear people say something like that?
It used to upset me. I remember I used to cosplay Rey a lot. I don't cosplay Rey anymore because that just draws negative attention. It's wild. You mentioned Rey, you mentioned the Acolyte, you mentioned Disney, and it just swarms of just that negativity. So I try to stay away from that. As much as it does suck, I try to stay away from the things that trigger that crowd.
Yeah.
I will always, talk about the things I love. And again, when someone, I made a video, I want to say like 2 years ago, because someone made a comment of like, oh, well, they're just stating their opinion. And my response to that is, if I'm talking about something I love, right, like the Acolyte, and your response to that is to just pinpoint everything wrong with it, sure, that's your opinion, but is it the time or place to do that? Right. And I kind of brought it up as like a real life situation. If someone in real life is talking about, let's just say, a restaurant they like, and you come in and you say, oh, that restaurant sucks, I don't even like pizza, well, then don't go there, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You don't do that in real life. And if you do that in real life, then you probably don't have a lot of friends. So kind of more so, treat social media kind of like you would treat people in real life. If you don't have anything positive to say, if you don't have anything productive to say, maybe just don't say anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there's no clicks in that, Rev. There's nothing
I
happening.
know.
But I think you're proving like positivity and fun gets action, right? It's not just all the negativity. So great.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll throw it over to you. I know.
Right. So as someone who years ago was a martial arts guy and worked with weapons and bow staffs and things like that, you've got great handle when I see with the lightsaber and the chucks. What got you started with that?
Okay, so this was back in, again, 2020. A few creators, Carly King, Slayas, and the Drip Jedi, they were all making lightsaber content. and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. So I got a lightsaber, and then I got another one, and then I got another one, and now I have like 30 lightsabers.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to spin. It's so fun to learn new moves. And there's a whole lightsaber spinning community where people know the actual forms, which I'm not that in depth. And I just think that's amazing if they follow the forms, like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so incredible. I wish I had the time to learn a specific form, but that's just amazing. And then the Drip Jedi, I don't know if you guys have heard of him or seen his videos, but he does a lot of like lightsaber edit videos with FX, and he has like blasters, and he's just so cool. And I watch his videos and I get inspired all the time by his videos.
Didn't he do something with Kylo Ren? He was like one of the first guys I remember seeing doing. Remember a couple of years ago, the trend, there was a trend for a little bit of just doing the shrug that he did in
he might have. I don't know.
That's where I know him from, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, he's great.
That's fun. I mean, okay. Do you have Ahsoka lightsabers? Like, do you do any? I haven't seen any double blade.
I don't have her lightsabers. I do know how to spin 2 lightsabers.
Okay.
But her form is very, very unique because she holds them backwards.
Yeah.
Which I've tried doing that. It's very hard. And then also she has, the longer blade and the shorter blade, which is very unique as well. So her saber spinning style is very, very unique.
Yeah.
In that, yeah.
Have you done any like fight choreography, like any saber fighting scenes, or is it something you want to do later on?
Oh, I think that would be so cool. I try to get my husband to like help me film videos every once in a while, but he's kind of camera shy, so
All right, cool. So we're gonna take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna hit you with a couple of quick rounds of some questions. You can go into them as deep as you like or as quick as you want, but we're going to hit you with some of those. So we're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to still have Princess Revaness hanging out with us. So we'll be back in a moment with more ATG Live. And we are back with ATG Live with our very special guest tonight, Princess Revaness, our TikTok fame. Go find her. It's really easy to find her because it's just at Princess Revaness. It's not that hard, right? It's so funny. You're like, back in the day, it was like, well, it's Pete _ star Fletcher, comma. Now it's like
it's not complicated at all.
The people who've gotten it, it's because you were early. You were early adopter for TikTok. So make sure to check her out. You will definitely enjoy her content. If you like no drama, if you like to laugh at your Star Wars, if you like to have fun with your Star Wars. Before we get to the quick shot questions with you, I wanted to just ask you, because you heard us talking at the top of the show about sort of what's your excitement level for Grogu and Mandalorian and Grogu. It should be Grogu and Mandalorian, by the way. I think he should get top billing at this point. But what's your excitement level for Mandalorian?
I'm
and Grogu
so
right
excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian was like top 3 shows for me.
Yeah.
I loved it. I know people say, "Oh, it's a cash grab." I don't care. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I have a Mandalorian helmet. I have the Darksaber.
Nice.
I think, I just love it so much. I'm so excited. I'm just over the moon thrilled that we're getting, and we get to see it in theaters. That's another thing. Seeing Star Wars, I was not around when the first Star Wars movies came to theaters. And whenever they're brought back to theaters, it's just an incredible experience for me. Like watching the movies in the theater is just top-notch experience. So I am so excited for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. And again, I keep mentioning my book. I don't mean to be, but one of the things I talk about in there is when I saw it. So I did see Star Wars in 1977. And we spent our lives watching it. Our Chris and I grew up with it on VHS and Laserdisc, and that was the way we experienced Star Wars. And I remember when I was working for Star Wars Galaxy, I had the opportunity to go to one of the early showings of the special edition. And the thing that I will never forget is the scene in A New Hope where C-3PO thinks he's too late in saving them from the trash compactor. And he's like, curse my metal body. And everybody in the theater laughed. And I had forgotten that was like a funny moment. Like you chuckle on the couch when you watch it, or it gives you a smile or whatever. But to be in a theater with people laughing and cheering and watching the movie that way it's such a much better experience. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mandalorian and Grogu in the theater is going to be exciting. I'm really, I'm hesitant to, but I'm sure we will on the show at some point sort of make our prediction as to how it's going to go. But of other projects coming out, what are you excited? Are you a Maul fan? Are you excited about the Maul animated series?
Oh, yes. I'm so excited for that. I've seen some speculation. I'm going to ignore the negative speculation.
Of
but
course.
I think it's going to be great. I love his character. And I love that he's just fueled by hate, and he really just embodies the Sith, and I love that.
I think I don't know if Chris, I don't know if you saw it. There's a brief interview. I think it was with a brief clip, but it's from Vanessa. I can think of her last name. The Rebels. She's been on our show 100 times. Vanessa Marshall. Vanessa Redgrave. What the hell is wrong with me? But Vanessa Marshall has been on our show, and Vanessa, if you're watching, I'm really sorry I couldn't remember your last name. It's been a long day. But the Rebels show was interviewing Whitwer, Sam Whitwer for the show, and he says the clip that I saw was he says that they're making sure to introduce Maul to people who don't know him, which I think is really a good way to do it, because he's kind of the protagonist, right? So you have to understand, but I think that'll be really cool, because I will, just like I'll admit the Star Wars that I didn't like and have come around on and things like that. I was not watching Clone Wars when Maul made his return. I was not watching the show at all. And I remember when I heard it, I was like, oh, come on, he's dead. It's done. And now Maul I think he's one of the best fleshed out characters in all of Star Wars. And one of those, I have a tattoo of him on my arm. That's how much I've come around. I have a poster of him right back there too. And I think that this show has some potential to really, one of the things, and tell me if you guys agree with this, I always feel like when Dave Filoni does the show, he calls it something, and that just happens to be a piece of it. Like Rebels, I was convinced was going to be like this band of rebels that's trying to join the rebellion. It's going to be great. And it's a Jedi story. It's a family story. It's such a deeper story. Even like The Acolyte, which wasn't just about this sort of mystery that we were supposed to be expecting. It was a show about the Jedi closing their eyes for the first time, and there was political intrigue, but it was just from a different perspective. So what are your, I know you said you're ignoring the negative speculation, but what are your expectations? What do you want to see? Let me put it this way. What do you want to see from the Maul animated series?
I think him having an apprentice would be amazing. I don't know if it was Talon in the it could be, but that would be amazing to see her.
That would be cool.
The Jedi that they kind of showed. I've heard some theories that, she's going to influence Maul, or maybe Maul influences her, and so that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You know, and just what Maul does, because you know, he's been fed that, you know, the Jedi are, you know, his enemy. So now that he doesn't necessarily have, I mean, there's still Jedi, but you know, now that he doesn't have that entity, kind of what does he do? You know, where does he channel all of that anger and hatred to?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah. Do we know, Chris, you probably know, do we know when in the timeline the show is taking place? Obviously, it's sometime before Obi-Wan kills him, but that was which was just before New Hope. So we got 20 years to play with there. Do we know if it's Crimson Dawn era or?
It's definitely pre-Crimson Dawn.
Okay.
I'm not sure when exactly. I'm definitely after Clone Wars. But yeah, you're probably looking at like maybe like a few years afterwards, because he definitely hasn't like aged yet, like we see him in Rebels. So you know, and apparently he's tried and failed with, or somehow with like, you know, a previous apprentice with this this new character, this Twi'lek, before he tries to get Ezra. So yeah, it could be like a 5-year, maybe a 10-year you know, time between like end of Clone Wars and yeah, when this happens. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I think that's when the preview comic, the first tie-in comic came out this past week. And we really, you know, spoilers, we don't really see him until the very end, but we see this city and the Empire is very much empowered and up and running and whatnot. So yeah, I would say maybe like a few years, like around the same time as the first Jedi Fallen, the Fallen Order story happens.
Cool, very cool. Looks like one of your fans is here hanging out with us tonight.
Hello, welcome.
Well, cool. We have just a handful of questions and we're going to throw them at you, and we want to get your answers here. And again, take as deep a dive as you like, or just one word. It's your call, whatever you want to do.
All right.
I'm going to start with, and I think, I mean, we may have just hit on it, but I'm not sure. Who's your favorite Sith?
See, I knew you were going to ask this, and I don't have a definite answer. I'm going to go with the easy answer of Darth Maul. I'm not going to say Revan. I am going to say Darth Maul, just because we see a lot more. I know. We see a lot more of Darth Maul, and I think his fighting style is just amazing. Any of his lightsaber scenes in the movies, I think are absolutely incredible, and I love seeing it.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, I'll give you the next one. Go for it.
With as many characters as there are in lore and different stories that can be told, what is one story that you would want to pitch for a Star Wars project?
Oh my goodness. Revan.
Yeah.
Revan. Just all of it. I think that would be incredible. I think a movie would be incredible. I also think a show of, you know, but there's so much. I don't know if a movie would be. They could do a trilogy on just Revan, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the time frame, it leaves itself open so that you don't have to worry about any sort of expectations and canon crossing that would. And honestly, I do think, and Chris, you mentioned it earlier. I feel like I don't know any Star Wars fans who disagree that KOTOR and that era are fantastic, and we all want to see it. So I think you could safely bring that in. The challenge is and if they can get really creative and not necessarily find a way to make it so that there's still that mystery around who Revan is.
Yeah. That's
which is hard to do. Yeah.
How do you cast it how do you cast this character? And are they going to be like Pedro, where they're, helmeted the entire
right? Does he wear the mask the whole time?
Yeah.
and keep the voice sort of. It would actually be kind of cool. It would be very cool to do it that way.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. It's sort of controversial. It may not be fit for the Princess Revaness TikTok channel, but who's the most overrated character in Star Wars? Like, who's the one that everybody loves, and you're like, it's not for me.
I'm gonna go with Luke.
I love
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luke, and I say this because when you compare Luke to his sister Leia, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I love Luke.
But he's
Yeah.
That's great. Your answer was perfect because compared to his sister, yeah. But all right, that's cool. Chris, follow that one up. See what you got.
I got to bring it back down for that one because I mean, I can see all the hate mail now. But
she just said he was overrated. She didn't say she didn't like him. She just said, in the pantheon of characters, he might just be getting a little bit too much sunlight, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's a legitimate answer.
If we can go back to lightsabers for a second.
Okay.
Which color would your lightsaber be? Any color. Which one would it be?
The blade or the hilt?
The blade.
The blade. Okay. I'm gonna go with yellow.
That's my answer. Go with
yellow. Yep.
Yeah. Same.
Yep.
What makes that one significant? Because I mean, I know some can be for I know, like, the video gamification of it is like, if you're this kind of Jedi, that kind of Jedi, blah blah blah. But is it a personality trait, like, for you, as to why it would be yellow?
I mean, I kind of affiliate the temple guards,
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Guardians of knowledge. I'm an avid reader. I love books, so I kind of feel like that would just be me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's cool. And finally, a good reason why yellow. Like, a lot of people are like, because Rey had it, and it's like, okay, but that's a good reason, but it's weak. It's kind of weak.
Yeah.
Would you survive Order 66? Do you think?
Oh, probably not. Honestly, probably not. That was pure chaos. I'd probably be like the younglings of, oh, you're here to save us. No.
Master Skywalker.
Yeah. I'd probably be caught so off guard. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Hey guys, what are you guys doing? Oh,
hey, cool uniforms, dudes. I like your blue stripe. Why are you shooting
guns out? Why do you? Oh.
Yep.
All right, Chris, I'll throw one back to you.
Okay. I know we just went over the overrated character, but if there's a character, oh boy, this could get all right. Which character would you, oh boy, rewrite?
Oh, that's a tough one. My first instinct is to say Yoda. But it would change so much of the story that you'd have to rewrite the whole thing at that point.
Like how would you change him that it would offset the natural order of things?
So I kind of have beef with Yoda. This is a hot take. I kind of have beef with Yoda. Okay. I think he's very, very arrogant at the end of his life. And I think that contributes a lot to Anakin turning to the dark side. I feel like when Anakin goes to Yoda to talk about his visions that he's having with Padme dying, right? Yoda gives an amazing speech, by the way. He gives an amazing speech. However, Anakin took it, I feel like he took it the wrong way. Because Yoda basically was like, hey, everyone dies, get over it, right?
Yep.
I feel like if that scene was written to where Yoda was compassionate versus wise, I don't know. Things might have changed. There was a lot of other wheels churning.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe if Yoda was compassionate and maybe it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting too, because I've said this before. Clone Wars, what people don't know going into Revenge of the Sith, because they haven't watched the Clone Wars, it's not just that he's not a master on the council, right? That's what they kind of focused on. They screwed over his apprentice. They made him question all these things, all the things that, like you just said, that Yoda said. And yeah, I mean, if he was supposed to be the chosen one, they gave him no grace at all. They gave him no grace at all. So that's a really good point. And, you know, honestly, you bring up another interesting conversation, and that is,
Man, don't get me started.
don't get Chris started on Finn. Yoda's actually, now that you say that, I'm gonna put a little hot take in there as well, and I'm gonna say maybe Yoda is the biggest villain of Star Wars. Yeah, right.
Whoa, sir.
Okay.
I think, and I'll say it this way, because of the fact that he didn't show the compassion to Anakin, because he was arrogant, and his arrogance as the head of that's a piping out. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn in my Star Wars card after today. But no, he turned a blind eye to the Sith. He was, you know, him and Mace Windu were kind of like, I'm sorry, Chris, but they were kind of like, you know, we'll just overlook this. We're you know, it's like they were so casual, so cavalier,
and that's why they got what they deserved.
But if they didn't do that, they would have stopped Palpatine, and then we wouldn't have had the Empire, and things would have been different. That's all I'm saying. Now, they weren't vindictive or pure evil as a villain would be, but they screwed the pooch, man. Tommy's bringing the heat tonight, so that's great.
Not as much as you brought, Pete.
No. Look, tonight's episode of ATGLive had Luke is the most overrated character, and a wonderful
Yoda's
beef
the
with
real
Yoda,
villain.
which allowed me to say that Yoda is the real villain of Star Wars. Oh my goodness. But you're not going to find hot takes like this on Princess Revaness on TikTok, because she's about fun, and she's and this was fun. This was all in good fun. Hey, nobody's gonna come at us, I don't think. And if they do, then as you just said earlier, they probably don't have many friends. So tell us a little bit more about where they can find you, what's coming up, what kind of things you have coming up in the future, and just some things we need to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram, both Princess Revaness. I will be at MegaCon Orlando on Friday.
Oh.
So I have not made my cosplay yet, but I have a great idea. It's going to be super cool. Upcoming projects, I don't know. I kind of just film willy-nilly. I'm not a...
How often are you posting? How much of a job is that to have to do it all the time, or do you just not worry about that? You just do what you want to do when you want to do it.
So I try to post at least 6 videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. But I do have a normal, regular job, so I don't have to depend on social media.
Right.
So I can have fun with it. I can do what I want. If I don't want to post, I don't have to post. Yeah. Oh, nunchucks, lightsaber nunchucks. That is on my agenda. I am there's a few companies that sell them, so that is on my to-do list to learn lightsaber nunchucks. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. So go to TikTok or Instagram, find Princess Revaness. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the lightsaber nunchucks when they happen. If you like silly puns and some dancing while she's telling the jokes, just go. It's fun. And if it shows up in your feed, you're going to smile. I guarantee that. And listen, Star Wars needs fun, and Star Wars is fun. And once you forget that, then you're in the wrong space. So, Revenous, thank you so much for. Then you are truly lost. You are truly gone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you giving us some of your time. Chris, what's going on in the comic world? What's happening in Broaxium? And do you want to talk about the new project?
Yeah. Well, as I said, this week we did a preview video for Star Wars Maul, Lord of Shadows, that dropped this week. This is a tie-in prequel to the animated series that starts in April, right?
I think it's
April.
April. April. Yeah, it's coming up quick.
Yeah, you have that, and we have a new show that's coming out. Not just Broaxium, not just the SSW network, but with Father Son Galaxy, with Yeehaw and Yankee podcast, Pop Culture Basement, Tarkin's Top Shelf. Who else? Am I forgetting another one? Because we have so many people. It's a collection of Gen X Star Wars fans. We're all coming together to talk about what it was like being fans from the beginning on now, and so many other subjects in between. Raising our kids, Star Wars, all that kind of stuff. So it's called the Star Wars Trill OGs. I'm proud of that name. But so, we have that. We have one video out. We have one video out right now, which is an in progress conversation. We're talking about Lord Vader and what some of his scenes meant to us individually. And you will get some amazing answers from that. It's a really, really dope conversation. That's available now, and the first episode will be out at some point this month. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting that started.
Yes, you got a bunch of Gen Xers. We'll get to it when we get to it. We'll do it when we want to do it. All right, don't bother me. So Revenous, thank you again so much for joining us. Follow her.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Well, we hope you had fun, and we hope to have you on again sometime. And we are not on next week, but we are coming up in 2 weeks. And I'm going to ask Kelsey if I can say it. Hold on, Kelsey. Can I say who our April guest is?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Yeah, Mark Thompson, the voice of all your favorite Star Wars books, is going to be joining us on April 2nd, I believe it is. So
he's a good guy.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's been on Nick's show. He's been on my show. He's been on Chris. Has he been on Broaxium?
I bumped into him and we chatted in line for like an hour at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. Oh my God. I had such a thrill when I went to New York Comic Con 1 year, just before the Thrawn series was coming back out, and he came up on stage in a Thrawn jacket, and to hear him do Thrawn's voice, just that was fantastic. So he's going to be joining us. So we got some good stuff coming up over the next couple months, and of course, Mandalorian and Grogu and Maul, all these things to talk about. So make sure to follow us on all your social medias at the SSW Network. You can leave us a voicemail at 504-321-1501. You can go to the SSWnetwork.com to get all of our socials, and you can get a click and a link to the book. Pete Fletcher, that's me, wrote Who Owns the Myth. You can check that out either on the website or you can get it on Amazon. I am working on an audio version, so it'll probably be out in 2029 the way I'm doing things. But
nice.
But
right on track.
Excited to bring that out. But well, Kelsey, may the force be with you.
Always.
Yeah, you did it. She did it. Nick would be so.
Just one more round, friend, then homeward bound, friend. Don't forget me in your dreams. Just one more song, friend, and then so long, friend. The nights get shorter, it seems. Just one more rhyme, friend. Yes, it's a crime, friend. But you know time, friend. Time can fly. So it's good night, friend. Good night, but not goodbye.